Well, hello, hello, Young and the Restless Daily Recap fans. Today's Daily Recap is for Thursday, September the 15th, 2022. Thursday, September 15th, 2022. Listen, now we all know Diane went upstairs to read a bedtime story to Harrison. Well, we get the show opening up to, or a scene opening up where Jack is sitting at the little desk in the living room and he hears somebody come down the stairs and he thinks it's Tracy. He goes, "Hey, Trace, I'm having a nightcap. Would you like one?" And it was Diane sneaking down the stairs with her shoes off, trying to sneak out the house. Possibly. I think she wanted to be seen. She fell asleep while reading adorable Harrison, his bedtime story. And when he gets sleepy, it's just so contagious. And I read him, the story multiple times. Now, you know what? I've read plenty of bedtime stories to my children and my granddaughter. Okay. Yes, sometimes we're sleepy when we're reading them the story, but guess what? As their little eyes start dozing off, we're starting to skip pages, aren't we? We're not even really saying the same story because they're going to sleep. And we get up out of there, especially if you're not home, you're not dressed for bed, it's rare you're going to go to sleep, especially in an environment you really should not be in, or it's foreign to you. Soon as that kid goes to sleep, you're tiptoeing out of there. But oh, I fell asleep. Oh, anyway, Jack makes her some tea and they're just talking. And on his face, oh, yeah, they're talking about the cute things Harrison does, which I understand that. Because when I'm talking about my granddaughter, she did something cute. Oh, it was cute, and you talk about it. But the gazing eyes, you already see Jack is already just, what do I want to say? Overtaken by Diane, or she's already got this connection with him. I mean, he's reminiscing on some things. But see, the funny thing is, Jack and Diane never had a loving relationship. They had a relationship. Diane was married to Victor. Jack always was trying to get every woman Victor had, pretty much. I mean, he really was, you know? And so there is, I don't know, because the only thing that Jack should truly remember, yes, this woman is nice to her grandson. Yes, she's being nice, playing nice to her son. But when we deal with people that we have had a horrible history with, I'm sorry, you're on guard against those folks. How many of us are nice to our exes, our ex-husbands, exes, for the sake of the children, but there's still this guard up. Okay. There's still this guard up. It's like you're smiling in front of the kids. As soon as the kids go out the room, you're like, hmm. And even if you are friends with them, there's still a guard up. There is just no guard whatsoever with Jack. He's just, as a matter of fact, he said, "You know what is late?" As she's walking to the door, he's walking her to the door. "If you don't want to drive, you want to stay in one of the extra rooms upstairs?" I said, "No, you didn't, Jack. No, you did not offer this woman to stay under the same roof." That was incredible to me. I just shook my head. I didn't have not one thing to say about that. That was just ridiculous. Okay, so Nick walks Sally, or walks Sally up to her room at the Grand Phoenix. So I guess he drove her there, but what about her car? Because, like Adam said, Sally's car was still in the Newman parking lot. So perhaps when they went to society, Nick drove, but at what point did Sally not get her own car? Because Nick walks her to her hotel door. Okay. And they have a polite goodbye. Adam's lurking around the corner. Sally goes in and she's in the bathroom crying, thinking about what she and Nick did, but she's still, it's like, okay, Sally, now where's your head at with that? Right. Then the door knock, she hears a knock at the door, it's Adam. So she opens it and she says, Adam, I have a very busy day tomorrow. I've got an early day. I don't have time. And he's like, I just want to have one drink, just a nightcap. You know what I would have said? Go to your own room. You have a hotel mini bar in your room. What do you mean? What? No. Because I'm the person that you shunned for months, told me I was pathetic. Every time I came around you, bearing my soul, pretty much begging you to take me back, you slapped me down mercilessly. That's what Adam did to Sally. And now can I just come in? No, you can't just come in for a drink. We had a drink in society. So anyway, she lets him in. And oh, Adam is pouring it on thick. I messed up, I screwed up, but I love you, Sally. I love you. And now that we're not working at the same company, we can give it another try. Well, when he was treating her so horribly for months, they weren't working at the same company. He wasn't working at all, right? He was working on revenge. But oh no, now. And so Sally is teary-eyed, heartstrings are all hurt. Oh no, what do I do? I know, no. We're adults, Adam. We can't just always act on, just in primal instinct or whatever she said. And I thought, why not? That's how you've always done it. What do you mean you can't? That's what you just did 2 hours ago in the office. That's you, girl. That is you. But now she's like, but your timing is horrible. Well, that's a dilemma you're gonna have to deal with, Sally. So Nate and Nick talk at society and they both talk about they had a horrible day but Nate doesn't really go into too much with Nick, and Nick of course can't go into too much with Nate. But then when Nick leaves, he runs into Elena and he tells Elena, he says, I just left your man inside. He's a little down, he could use you right about now, right? So Elena goes in and she sees Nate at the bar looking like that. And she's like, Nate? And he's just like pouting, brooding, And she goes, what's going on? And so he tells her, I quit today. I had no choice. Devon forced me into it. And I'm thinking, are we thinking the same day just happened? Right? It was spontaneous, but I'm not gonna take his condescending. Oh, he just went on and on. And I thought, he goes, you weren't there, Elena. You don't know. And in my mind, I'm thinking, and obviously, Nate, you weren't there either. Okay, you were not there because all this stuff you have brewed up in your mind, it didn't go down that way. It just didn't, right? So Elena's saying, well, you know what? You quit. I'm actually okay with you quitting. I mean, because you have been so bottled up, wound up, tense, just this turmoil for months. It's not good. It's not good for your health. It's not good for you. Something else will come along. And somehow he alludes to, yeah, sooner than later. She goes, you already have another job lined up? And I guess he tells her what he plans on doing because that was off camera. We didn't get to hear that. The only thing we get to hear is when they come back, she goes, Nate, no, you can't do that. And he goes, something about, what, you don't like, why don't you like my plan? And she was like, because it's a horrible plan. Just point blank, it's a horrible plan. And you can't do that. See, it has something to do with sabotage. I know it. I know it. And she says, if you go through with it, how could you ever expect that the outcome is going to be positive? It is going to finally prove to Devon that I'm a person to be reckoned with, that and she's like, Nate, don't you do this. Don't do it. I'm telling you. Yeah, it's some cockamamie scheme of Amani's, and he's gonna go right hook, line, and sinker with it, right? Just know I have zero respect for Nate. Zero. See, because if you have so much worth in the business world, then just leave it and find another job. But now you're gonna, it's gonna be some kind of sabotage, some kind of something to hurt the company, and he's gonna blame it all on Devon, and then throw Lily into it too, right? So he just like, look, I knew, I know that you can't be on my side. And she goes, I'm on your side, but this is a bad idea. Well, what part of it? She's like, all of it. So, he's not going to listen to reason. I just knew, I should have known you wouldn't be in my corner. Now it's going to all be against Elena. Nobody understands him. Amani's going to be the only person that understands Nate as he's out in the cold, seriously, where he should be. And then we have Nikki and Victor, talking. Nikki's getting ready to go to California. And to my surprise, Victor did know all about it. Wow. He tells her, look, I know what your plan is, what you're going to do, but look, you're so wound up before going on this trip, then baby, don't go. It's not that important. And she goes, no, I need to get this information and this, that, and the other. And he goes, well, then no, you're a formidable opponent. You will do well, right? Do you want me to go with you? She's like, no, I can handle this on my own. I don't need you to go with me. He goes, but my security team is definitely going to be there. She goes, but look, don't have them, too intrusive, because I won't be able to get Deacon to talk, right? And I was thinking, well, don't worry about it, Nikki. Look, you won't even know they're there. And if you get in trouble, they're not going to be there because, see, one of them will be off having a smoke, right? All Deacon has to do is drag you out a side door or something. The security team won't see. Look at the amount of good they did Victoria. Okay, so you are going to be on your own, so be prepared, because that's Victor's security team. So anyway, that was it for the Young and the Restless today. Hopefully Friday cliffhanger will be much better. Let's go to comment corner. We did get some good comments. We have Annette. She says, a woman who needs to blackmail needs sheets. She's talking about sheets in the office. You know what you write about that, right? And Annette also says, I'd like to see Victor on Sally's sexual lawsuit. You know what? That's one thing people really haven't been able to do to Victor. That's not his MO. Now, he will get involved with a colleague. Like, I think the way Diane Jenkins and him got involved, Diane was an architect and she designed one of the Newman buildings, or she designed the interior. And they worked together a lot. But she was not a subordinate employee. And then we've got Ditos. Dito says, Nate is all puffed up about himself. He's going to take his toys over to Victoria and help her take control over Chancellor Winters. Now that's a thought. That just might happen. And he'll come in saying, yeah, Y'all didn't see that coming, did you? That was all me. What you think about me now? And then you want to know what Victoria's going to do a few months from there? Kick Nate right to the curb and say, you know what, Nate, I'm sorry, but you couldn't even be loyal to your own family. So I know you can't be loyal to me and my business. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah, that's exactly what'll happen. And then and all it has to do is pay back for Devon. She's right. He's in his mind. Um, one thing that is true that Dito said, Lily could have offered Nate a different position in the company. She absolutely could have. She could have definitely offered Nate a different position, a position more on the chancellor side, reporting directly to her. Period. Actually, the position could have been really overseeing the acquisition of the Grand Phoenix. There could have been it's a huge company. They could have found something for Nate working away from the Devon side, but they didn't. She didn't think about it. Now, guess what? It's history. Then Libby says that Nate has lost his dang mind. Um, that what do we think about the show on the 15th? Well, that's this one. I foresee Sally, what is that, scrambling to Adam. Oh, and getting a baby that she doesn't know who the daddy is, her Nick or Adams. Could be that way, yes. I don't think Sally Spector has ever been pregnant on The Bold and the Beautiful. So it might be time for Sally to have an unexpected pregnancy, because then guess what we're going to have? We're going to have what was her name? Christian's mother. Oh my goodness. I forgot her name. And that was the problem. She and Nick were together, but she and Adam were together before that. Okay. Nick thought that baby was his, and guess what? Ended up being Adam's baby. So, yeah, that's because Nick likes to play like that, back and forth. Okay. And then Monique says Adams is warmed up. Oh, he warms up guys for getting them ready. What, for Nick to come on in, and then he screws up, and then Nick comes into the rescue. But Nick, he needs to break that cycle. Period. Yeah, because that's just come on, Nick. And then Libby says the only action going on in this episode was the door at Newman Media. What, when Adam was trying to open it? I don't know. Because yeah, the story was not that great. And then she's wondering, did they replace all the writers with people that don't understand and know how to tell stories? Because it's just not happening. She thanked me for a brief recap. Well, today is pretty brief too. And then Lisa says, maybe the sheets are there if Sally stays overnight at the office due to work. I don't see Sally doing that. Due to work. And then we have, I guess they want you to forget. Oh, she feels that maybe Sally and Nick both fell on the couch together because maybe they wanted to forget their problems for a moment. But she doesn't think Sally will blackmail Nick. I don't put anything past Sally Spector. We don't know. I don't know how it's going to go, because all I do know is when Adam was doing all that talking to her, her eyes were just so welled up with tears, like, you're saying what I wanted to hear for so long. You're saying what I knew. I mean, Sally. Bottom line, all you got to do is tell Nick, look, that was a mistake, and we definitely professionally should not repeat that. But Nick will respect that. No. Boss, no. So anyway, that is my daily recap for today. I will be back tomorrow for another daily recap of The Young and the Restless.